What is up, my friends? So, big week, I think, for Asian Americans. Well, Asians in general getting the representation that I think that Hollywood has not been giving them for so long. As I said, I think they're one of the most underrepresented, like ethnic groups, and I think that it's really great that we have things like Crazy Rich Asians. We have an amazing Netflix series that I just started watching yesterday. I don't think if it's a Netflix series. I'm not too sure if it's actually like a series. I think it's like a Canadian series. I don't know, but it's called Convenience. Definitely check it out. And it's an all Asian lead. And then we have this movie, which I think, holy fuck, Netflix, you delivered something truly amazing. Something that I think should be seen in theaters and should be seen everywhere, and that is To All the Boys I Loved. I think that's what the name of it, or Ever Loved, something like that. But let me tell you, I'm a big fan of rom-coms. Give me a good rom-com, 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm good to go. This is actually like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I definitely give it an A+. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it right now. Love it, love it, love it. I would definitely watch it again, and I think that's the beauty of a movie, is you have that repeat value. It's either the movie wows you so much and is so deep, so impactful, but you watch it once, or it's either so good and such like a delight to watch, you watch it multiple times, and that's what this movie is. I love rom-coms, so I was definitely loving this one. And this one, let me tell you, I think that the truly great thing about this movie was it felt real. You know, you expected like the movie to sway in different ways just based on cliches and stuff you see, and yeah, there's some cliches in here, but they're cliches that work. But let's just get into this movie and let's talk about that post-credit scene, I guess you could call it. So the movie is based on a book, a series of books actually, and I'm not too sure how much of the books are in here, if this is just book one, if there's going to be a trilogy or what, or if this is all the books put together. I'm not too sure, but I do know that this is a trilogy. And this movie basically deals with a girl named Laura Jean. Now, Laura Jean has two other sisters, and they live with their dad. Their mother has passed away when they were younger, and her older sister is now going off to college. Here's the thing about her older sister. Her older sister is dating Laura Jean's old-time best friend that she's had since they were younger, and so this thing makes it a little awkward for them because her and that guy are pretty close, and she actually has a thing for him, but he's dating her older sister, so it makes things a little weird and stuff. But ultimately, the sister moves to college, and she breaks up with the boyfriend, and thus Laura Jean is just like, but that still was my sister's boyfriend and whatnot, so she does nothing about the matter. But what happens is that the little sister is sort of feeling for Laura Jean because Laura Jean doesn't have a boyfriend, and Laura Jean's scared to drive and stuff, so Laura Jean's going through some stuff, and the little sister's like, I wish there was a way I could get her to go out there. Now, the little sister finds out, as we find out, that Laura Jean actually writes sort of like letters to all of her crushes, but never sends them anywhere, and she even packages them and everything. And this is a way for her to cope and sort of express her feelings a lot better, but she ultimately decides that she's not going to send them and just keep things as they are. The little sister, of course, is like, no, we're going to send these and see what happens. And she ends up sending them to all the boys Laura Jean ever loved, and one of them is being Josh, the sister's ex-boyfriend now. But the other one being Peter, one of the first people I think that she said she ever had a kiss with, but who is now dating one of her ex-friends. And this creates a lot of tension as Laura Jean finds out that these letters got out, and now she's like, wait a minute. So Peter is the first one to go up to her and confront her about it. Laura Jean then sees that Josh has a letter, so she just kisses Peter in order to get him off like the trail or whatnot, that she likes him, so it doesn't create any conflict with her and her sister. And then Peter's just like, wait, I just got dumped by Jen, who was Laura Jean's old friend. You don't want nobody to know, like Josh, that we're together and stuff, so why don't we do something where we pretend to date? So I make her jealous and I get Josh off like the trail that maybe you have a thing for him. Ultimately, she agrees after a few contract rules and whatnot, and then we see this relationship blossom into something else actually, and the feelings are actually starting to be there between the two of them. But then there's Jen, of course, who is not letting Peter go, and this is where all the tension comes in, my friends. And then we ultimately see that things do come to a screeching halt when they go to a ski trip, and then some pictures of her and Peter kissing are starting to make rounds in the school, and she feels like Peter's just using her because she sees that Jen and Peter are still talking. They ultimately break up, but then they have a big confrontation back at Laura Jean's house where Peter's like, I want you, I love you. And then Josh shows up and he's like, leave her alone. And he sort of has some feelings too in there, but he ultimately sees that the older sister's back and she's mad for whatever reason. I'm like, homie, you dumped him, so what are you mad for? Let him man be. But then ultimately everybody just leaves, they part ways. And Laura Jean is left just thinking, where exactly is she going to go with her life now? Should she go to Peter, who she has feelings with, or just like stick everything out and whatnot? She does have ultimately a one-to-one and a heart-to-heart with her sister. And her sister basically tells her, like, I think you should go and be happy. The dad agrees as well. And she is happy with being with Peter, and so she goes to find him. And she actually drives at 2, which is something that she had been fearing throughout the movie. And she drives to his practice, and she basically says, you know what, I like you, but I'm just scared of what's going to happen. He just tells her, let's just see how it goes. I like you too, so let's just go on with this relationship. And the movie basically ends right there. And then post-credit scene, one of the guys that Laura Jean wrote a letter from a guy she had a crush on in 5th grade shows up at the doorstep, and we're just like, wait. Now, I highly doubt that this is gonna mean there's a sequel coming where this guy is gonna duke it out with Peter over Laura's heart. I just think it was a funny little thing that they added at the end, but who knows? I don't know if this is a part of the trilogy or if this was all 3 books put together. You let me know, though, in the comments below if you watched this movie or read the books, if you think there's a sequel coming or what. But overall, as a whole movie by itself, I think this is, like I said, one of Netflix's best, if not the best of the year, not just for Netflix, but overall. I think the way that the romance and the comedy were put together here felt very, very balanced, and like I said, I like when movies have characters that feel real, that you would actually like know and stuff, and just the personality of them, and it doesn't give them a sort of typecast or anything. They just feel like genuine people that are in love, and I loved it. I love this about the movie. But anyways, as I said, I'm excited that both these movies and the show Convenience are getting more traction, and it definitely shows that, hey, people want to see people that they identify with on the big screen, and that's very important. And I don't think it's nothing of pandering, as some people are saying, or anything like that, because I mean, Crazy Rich Asians we're seeing it have a very great box office, an even higher box office than when many people were predicting it would have. So that's pretty good on that part. And this just shows that Netflix is out here doing its thing as well, like the big studios are. And I'm pretty excited to see the future of Netflix, and I just hope that we get more movies like this one and less movies like The Kissing Booth, because or Package, holy fuck, I don't even know what to say about that movie. I have a video coming on that, so check that video out by subscribing to the channel so you know when that video comes out. And as always, I would love for you to go check out my social media as well. So I have an Anchor, and some of the Anchor stuff on there goes to Spotify, goes to Apple Music, Google Music as well, podcasts, and another radio app. So that's where I'm going to be doing more long talks. And I think I want to do my first podcast talking about these Asian movies coming out that are giving Asians more diversity in Hollywood. And I think that's really important. And not just having them be typecasted as certain characters, but actually being leads, and actually sort of like making it sort of like a sort of diversity for diversity's sake thing, but actually making genuine stories around these characters that that just make it better for everybody. But anyways, for that, I'll leave a link below so you can follow me on Anchor there, so you can get that video when it comes out. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a podcast on the YouTube channel as well, like transferring them over here and then just putting like some graphic images. But definitely I want to make it interactive pretty soon as well. So I'm going to try and find a way where I can do that, where like people can, I know you could do it on Anchor, but it'd be pretty cool if they could do it while I'm recording, like a sort of live thing. And I think the only way I can do that is by doing YouTube Live at the same time, or Twitch. But yeah, I have a Twitch as well where I'll be doing gameplay, if not also the podcast live on there. So recording it on there, doing it live, uploading it to Anchor, uploading on YouTube. It's just going to be something I have to figure out how it all works out, because I really want to make a sort of show, if you will. And audience interaction, I think, is something that's pretty cool, because that's something I would want in a lot of shows, where you can just talk to the host or whoever's talking and be like, I don't think I agree with you there, or definitely agree with you there, sort of thing. And I think that'd be pretty interesting to add in a new level of communication and just entertainment of sorts. So yeah, I'll leave my Twitter, I'll leave my Twitch, Anchor, all that good stuff. I'll be having the video on Searching coming out this Thursday, so if you want to know about that movie, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, all the good stuff. But as always, I'll see y'all next time. Stay positive, my friends.